Oh, hi. I thought I would try and squeeze in a video before I went to work. I've been really wanting to talk about what I've been discovering about my relationship to both rumination and limerence. It has taken a lot of pain and rejection and just a lot of reflection to realize how much impact both of these things have had on my relationships, and that my relationship to these things is why I am taking a break from dating in general, because I don't want to hurt people anymore, and I don't want to hurt myself through hurting other people, or letting myself down. So in relation to dating, I met this person recently. I was really excited about them. They seemed really excited about me, and me being kind of fresh out of another relationship, I sort of hooked my other desires of my old relationship onto this new person, and I let my imagination go crazy, and I started imagining all of these different beautiful scenarios that he and I could be sharing together, and I've always just sort of thought oh, this is just part of new relationship energy. You're going to be daydreaming about the person, imagining all of these things. I didn't realize how much it was disconnecting me from what was actually happening in the present, and how much that has happened in the past with my relationships. Because it's sort of like the falling in love with potential thing, but it's a little different than that. It's not like you want to fix them. It's just that the fantasy that you have built up in your mind is not matching. And you're convincing yourself in every moment that it is matching. And so when I got rejected by this person recently, all of my fantasies came crashing down. And I was just like, oh God, but none of that was real. None of it. We get attached to those fantasies because, as well as with rumination, cycling those fantasies, cycling those thoughts through our minds is a way of keeping that person close to us, even if they're gone, even if we're not hanging out with them for another month. That was the case with another one of my relationships recently. The person before this, I very rarely saw them, but we were together for a year and a half, and I just kept the fantasies kept me going through that relationship, even though I only saw them max 3 times a month. God, if you see your partner once a week, bless your soul. You are blessed. You have it good, in my opinion. Yeah. Anyways, and yeah, I just sort of feel like limerence and rumination are kind of this well-meaning pairing. One is kind of the flip side of the other. And, on the limerence side of things, it's oh, I just want to give you hope. I just want to give you comfort. I want to give you something to look forward to. Very well-meaning. Rumination, on the other side, a little bit of the darker flip side of things, but it's I want to make sure that you don't make the same mistakes again, or I just really want to figure out the solution to this problem. What if? And the thing about those what ifs is that they never get resolved. A what if never gets resolved. Those what ifs become a different form of fantasy of what could have been. So there's what could be, and then what could have been. And I'm just Lucien, what about right now, actually? Right now is pretty good. But I am so distracted by these what ifs and my fantasy realm that like living in the now is not, it like almost doesn't even seem like an option sometimes. We got to do something about this. Like, I don't want to learn, I don't want to live this way anymore. I don't want to hurt people. I don't want to hurt myself. I want to be present in my life. I've studied for years as a student of Buddhism, as a student of mindfulness. None of that matters, though, if I don't actually put it into effect. They call it eating the menu, like eating the actual physical menu instead of eating the food that is on the menu, you know? So you just sort of get attached to these like spiritual aphorisms and teachings, and then you never actually act out what is being said. And I guess, you know, my current mission is to settle into the now, to sit down, take a break, and re-meet myself, date myself even, because the relationship that I have with myself is the one that is going to be reflected in all of the relationships that I have, not just with romantic partners, but also with friends, with family. And so I just can't be mad at other people. I mean, I could, but like, I don't want to be mad at other people because of something that I myself am doing to myself. And so it's kind of like a radical and cool and really difficult thing to take ownership of that, to plunge into the scary thing and be like, okay, we're alone now. There doesn't seem to be anyone around. And just fucking rocking with that, you know? The fantasy realm is really, really tempting. It's tasty, very, very delicious. Like, will keep me engaged for literally hours, just like replaying thoughts over and over in my mind, whether it's in the future or in the past, what if wise, you know. But God, there's really nothing like the present, because that's really the only thing that ever exists is the now. And so, yeah, just wanted to blurt out a couple of words about that. I hope some of that is helpful for you. I know that, like, I studied psychology. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not giving you like a research rundown of these things. I'm not telling you where they originate from in the brain or blah, blah, blah. I'm more interested on how we interact with these things on a day-to-day basis, and like what the manifestation of that lived confusion is, and like how that acts out in life. And so I think I'll have some more thoughts about this as it relates to OCD soon, maybe, because those things are very, very intertwined as I'm figuring out. But yeah, I think that's going to be all for now. So thank you for listening. I'm going to go try to be with my life, try to be present as possible with my life. And I hope that you are also present with your life. I know it's really difficult sometimes. It's very uncomfortable to like settle into your life after days, months, years, even sometimes ignoring it. But it's worthy. It is a worthy difficulty. Absolutely, you are worth being present for yourself, being the person that you want to spend time with. And so I wish you all of the best of luck on that with your journey. Please send your good vibes on mine. Thanks. Bye.